What's up, everybody? This is MagChop Kenny. Thanks for jumping on the third rail with me today. This is the Third Rail Radio Show where the power is. Let's go. Welcome back. I'm so glad you guys are here with me again. The second show, the third rail, where the power is, we're jumping on it. So I left you guys last week with a crazy story about how I was stung by a man of war and my first experience in Florida. And believe me, I have so many of those nature stories, and we're going to get all into those stories as the show goes on. I'll always give you guys a little tidbit of some wild experience that I had here in Florida. So believe me, there's going to be a lot more of that coming. But what I want to get into is I had a really, really cool realization this week. So as I've been building my company and working, and I'm sure, you always hear people give you the advice and they say, you're in competition with no one else. You're in competition with you. And so I've been living by that. Like I've always said, yeah, my biggest competition is me. And I focus on that all the time, right? And so I was in a conversation the other day, and someone made me realize that, yeah, I'm in competition with everybody else too. And it was a weird realization for me. And I was thinking to myself, it's not a bad thing. Because, like you find that people, they will make it seem like if you have this competitive spirit that it's a bad thing to have that. But you kind of need it to be able to do the things that you want to do, right? To accomplish things at your job, you got to be able to be competitive in a way that you're going to outperform maybe the next guy so you can get that raise or that bonus. Right. And so as I've been building my company and working as an artist and doing all the things I do, I've always been saying that, like, I want to outdo myself. I want to do whatever I can do, whatever I've already done. I got to go to that next level and I got to do it better. Right. So that part, I'm in competition with myself. But then I realized that when I go to like a fashion show, like when I did Miami Swim Week, when I did Palm Beach Swim Week, I prepared for those shows like I was preparing my lowrider for a car show, right? And so that's the thing. I'm a lowrider guy. I love lowriders. I love the car culture as it is. I respect every genre, but for my particular taste is lowriding. And so when you think about how I would prepare for the show, I would learn the rules of the show. I would learn, what's going to get you the most points, how to present your vehicle. And I'm telling you, I'd spend the whole weekend cleaning every bit of that car, from the undercarriage to the engine, inside and out. The car was wiped down clean, right? When I was preparing for Palm Beach Swim Week, I remember thinking to myself, man, I got to make this epic. This has got to be something epic, because I'm in competition with the other designers at that point. You got people that are there to hopefully buy your line, right? These people wanting to buy your line. You want them to say, this is the brand that I want to represent. And so I prepared like it was a car show. Like I went through every little garment. I went through the models, which model was going to wear which garment and why. Like I had to know all of that stuff, right? And then it was a matter of the presentation. Who's going to perform? I had performers. Like I put it all out there. And so I realized that I was giving people like good advice, but bad advice at the same time, by telling them, oh no, you're only in competition with yourself. You are in competition with yourself to outdo yourself, because you can always do better. So why not try? Why not go for it, right? But you are also have to recognize the competition that you are with other people that are around you. And this was a hard realization for me, because I've always been like let's just be cool, let's keep it smooth and just keep rolling together. Now, that's not to say that if you don't, like, let's say you have somebody that you're performing with or doing something with, they're performing, and your mind isn't, once you're in that competitive mode, you're there, right? But if they win, you got to celebrate with them, because that's the right thing to do. So that's how you got to do it. And realistically, you got to look at, if someone else wins or someone else takes that crown or gets that account or, gets that contract, and you say, all right, then that means I got to bring it harder next time. And that's where your competition switches back from that person or those people back to yourself. So that was something that I had to really think about. Like I was really thinking about this, and I was like, I got to talk about this, because I wonder if anybody else has ever suffered with this, because I think it's a suffering thing. Like I'm sitting there like, man, I'm really in competition with other people. And I didn't really like want to feel like I was like, it was kind of a weird thing. Like I was like, I'm just going to focus on me, but it's just natural. Don't forget, go to MagChop.com, get yourself one of these cool mugs. These are my mugs. They feature my artwork. And if you love my artwork, you can definitely go see it at a restaurant called Lombardi's in Oakland, in Sunrise. It's on Oakland Park and Hiatus. Go see my artwork. You can get my mugs there. You can go to MagChop.com and get my mugs. That's definitely something you got to do. So back to the competitions. So this was like a big thing for me to be like, man, I'm in competition with everybody. And so I want you to know that it's good to outdo yourself, but it's good to understand that there is a healthy competition to everything that you're doing and everything you want to accomplish. And that's something really important that I wanted to get out today. And it goes even like I looked at like when I went to film the movie Crossing the Line. I got to say that the first time that I was called about that role, he told me, he's like, listen, you're the main character. And I'm like, man, I had never played a main character before. So I was like, I rejected the role. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not the main character. I'm not ready for that, And my reasoning is that I was like, I don't want people to see this movie because I had seen another film that the guy had done and it was good. And he used these guys that were all like trained actors. And I was like, wow, these guys are good, And so I was like, listen, man, I said, I don't want people to look at your movie and be like, man, that movie was pretty good, but that guy sucked. And so I didn't want to be that guy. So when I got on set, when I had to do that part, I became this other person. I really went into a competition of being like, I can't be the guy that people look at this movie and go, this guy was not a good actor. I have to become this character. I have to do it. And so even in that, I had to, I was in competition with myself to be something that I wasn't, but I was also in competition to make sure that I didn't prove that I needed to be in that position. So definitely know that you have to be in some kind of competition. It's just natural. It's healthy. It's not bad as long as you keep it ethical. That's where we're going to go with that. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And the things that I've done, I'm going to talk about a lot as the show goes on. We'll delve into different things that I've done and things that I've been a part of, from the fashion industry to the art industry, showing my artwork, becoming an artist and growing my business, and then being able to come onto the radio and be like, hey, here I am, and talk about the things. So my art style is collage art. It's where the name MagChop comes from. I chop up magazines to create my artwork. And so to be able to have shown my art and put it on fashion, put it on bathing suits, put it on mugs, and have people buy it and say, wow, this is amazing. It's really been quite an experience. And so I've only done this because I've had to compete with myself. I've had to get out of my comfort zone. And there's a really good artist friend of mine named Renda Ryder, and he has a line of shirts that says, your comfort zone will kill you. And I'm telling you, I love that saying. I tell everybody all the time because realistically, I had to get out of my comfort zone to do everything that I've done so far and accomplish. And so I want you guys to know that if you have a dream that you're chasing, you're going to have to, focus on it. You're going to have to dedicate yourself to it, and you're going to have to compete with, you're not only yourself, but everybody else who's trying to get that same dream. So be ready for that, and just know that it's worth the battle. It's worth the journey. It definitely is a lot of fun, and you're gonna have your heartache moments, but they're part of the journey. So accept them and love that. And then we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We got some really cool products that we're gonna advertise. So go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
AMP2 Media Productions, in collaboration with True Oldies Radio and Comcast TV, bring you the opportunity to spotlight your business on Monday Night Football on ESPN. By targeting your preferred Comcast region, your commercial will be spotlighted during NFL and NCAA football season, reaching over 1 million viewers. Let AMP help you amplify your impact in the community. Contact us at 866-224-5422 to create your own commercial today. Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
With me. This is The Third Rail, where the power is. Thanks for jumping on it with me. So going back into like talking about the competition and the things that you do as you're building whatever it is that you're building. I had the opportunity to manage music artists, and I got the opportunity to learn a lot about the music industry and see how music was made. And this was something very new to me because I am not a musically inclined person, but I do love music. I vibe to really good music. I have a very vast, my genres are just all over the place. If you play my my Pandora, it's like an emotional roller coaster. But I got to experience something part of the music industry that was very new to me. And watching the music being put together and the layers that it goes through that are very similar now that I've seen how movies are edited. You see the layers and everything that goes into the production of those music. But a lot of people forget about sometimes the artists themselves and what they have to do to be able to get to the level that they want to get to. And so I remember when I was managing these artists, I was talking to them about how to perform, about when you're performing. And we did a show that there was not as many people that we were hoping would be there, but we did the show. But there ended up being somebody there that opened the door for us, so I was able to have my artists actually performing at a restaurant called The Forge, which was a very high-end restaurant in Miami Beach. I had them perform the national anthem for a major boxing event. It was a really, really great experience, learning and being a part of that. But what I had to tell my artist, and this is what I tell everybody, and I've made this part of my repertoire of things that I tell people when I talk about accomplishing your dreams and doing what you want to do, is it doesn't matter if you're performing on like a crate in front of 8th Street in Miami, or if you're performing in the Miami Arena. You give the same performance either way. And that's, to me, is very important, because if you give that same performance that you never know who's going to be in that crowd, that's definitely what you want to do. You want to make sure that you give your all. So no matter what you do as you chase your dreams, give your all and make sure you're having a lot of fun doing it. That's the most important part. So, and I got to experience a lot of really cool performances. I got to see people behind the stage. But when you see the full production of everything, man, it is so wild, because you're used to seeing just the stage, the lights. But when you're going in the background and you're seeing the amount of work and the amount of people it takes, man, it was so fascinating to witness all that stuff. So, maybe your dream isn't to be the artist. Maybe your dream is to be the set designer. Maybe your dream is to be the program director. These are all positions that are really, really powerful positions into producing the things that you see today, especially with like music and with movies. Having the opportunity. I have a movie right now that's on Amazon Prime. It's called Negativity. So you got to go on Amazon Prime, look it up, Negativity, proper spelling. There's no special weird spelling for it. I got to be a part of that movie, and I'm going to be interviewing John Vargas, the director of that movie, very soon. I've already talked to him about coming on. We got some other movies in the works. He's a really cool director. I've spoken with Juan Vasquez, who I did The Squad with, and I got to see the editing of that movie and watch all that stuff. So if you're interested in the entertainment industry, it's a really cool industry to be in. It's really fun and exciting, and the things that you learn are just phenomenal. So that's definitely, I want to make sure that you guys know that whatever you do as you're looking forward to whatever your endeavor is, you're going to have to compete, you're going to have to work hard, you're going to have to dedicate yourself and just have a lot of fun doing it. You know, I was looking at the news this week, and they got the solar eclipse this week. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but I'm like a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, and I'm wondering what's going on. I'm a little worried about this thing, you know, what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to affect Florida that much, so I'm not that worried, you know. But there's a lot of weird things going on. So I'm going to give one piece of advice to everybody who's going to be in the range of the solar eclipse. Stay your butt home. Stay home. Don't leave your house. Stay home. Just stay home and chill. Watch some TV. If TV goes out, play a board game. Because I don't know what's going on, but they got all kinds of people worried out there, and I want you guys to have fun. So maybe they'll rerun my show so you guys can watch that while you're watching the thing. There's been a lot of weird articles that I've been reading, because you know when I'm looking around, I'm thinking about, man, I want to talk about different things, but I don't want to talk about anything that's going to stress you guys out, but I want to talk about things that are going to be fun and things that you hear about. And so I read this article, and it was from a thing called The Morning Brew or something like that. And they're talking about the quality of I think it was like education or something like that. And they start going on, and they're like, yeah, well, this is really aging like the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they just threw the Pittsburgh Steelers under the bus, like, you got hit by the train. And I thought it was so funny, and it made me think about how, you know, sometimes when you're giving an example, like let's say you're telling a story, right? And then all of a sudden you're telling the story and it like reflects somebody, and you're like, yeah, like this person does, like, yeah. And then have you ever had those moments where you'll say that, you'll be like, this person does that, but then somebody will be like, oh yeah, and then they do this, and then do that, and then it no longer becomes about that person. But you just start going down the rabbit hole of crazy things, right? So I'm the king of doing that. And so when I read that story and they just threw the Pittsburgh Steelers under the bus, I was just like, yeah, well, you know, I do that. So it's a lot of fun to do that. It's wrong, but it's really great. I just thought it was a really funny thing to do. And I wonder how many of you guys actually do that. How many of you guys are sitting there and you get up in those conversations where you just like end up going down this rabbit hole. I love the rabbit hole. It's a lot of fun. I go down all kinds of different rabbit holes. Like I end up on YouTube at night going down rabbit holes just to see what's going on, and forget about it. I'm watching Sasquatch videos and everything like that. And it's really been a heck of a time trying to figure out, like, you know, it's not only content for here, it's content for social media, it's content for Facebook and Instagram and going on the radio and talking to different people. It's like, how do you make all of that work, right? I've had a lot of conversations with people lately about how it is to sit there in front of, you know, just like a camera, be able to talk to people. You know, I'm talking to you, but you're not responding to me. So it's like, how do you cope with that? And this is all new to me. So like, I did it with the 6th Borough, but remember, I had people around me, and so it's very fun to be able to like experience these things. And I always tell people, this is like, get out of your comfort zone, go out there, go do something. You know, if you don't like going to the beach, go to the beach because you don't like going to the beach, because you want to experience it, get that fresh air. You know what I mean? Like, get out of your comfort zone. If you're scared to ride a bike, get on a bike and ride that bike. That's always going to be my advice to people, is just have a good time in whatever you do, and live and experience things and try things out. You know, that to me is like the most important part of life, right? Because forget about it. I mean, think about how many things have happened since 2020. 2020 changed everything. I look at things totally different now because of that. I think about, wow, you know, we were home for a long time. But, you know, for those people that were on house arrest, it was like, I don't know, I felt like, okay, they trained us, you know. But, you know, once you get that training, you're like, oh, we're good. We can go ahead and keep going. I love being free again. I love that everybody's out there having a good time. I love seeing the people around, networking. I always say, get out there and network, meet new people, listen to people's stories. And let me tell you, for those of you guys that are younger, stop and listen to some old people's stories, because Now that I'm like a little bit older, like it trips me out because I get upset when I hear people talking. They're like, "Oh yeah, he's an older guy. You know, he's like probably in his early 40s," and I'm like, "What you mean that's an older guy? I'm not an older guy, you know, but I am." But I got to tell you, you got to make sure that you listen to these people's stories because they know some stuff. Like and now that like I'm experiencing certain things, like, you know, I feel young, but there's certain times that I get up in the morning and I like, oh yeah, I am 47, right? Like my body tells me, nah, bro, you're old, right? So when I go through those experiences and I'm like, I start talking to like some older people and they're like, yeah, man, I remember I used to fix this. I used to do this. And I'm like, I don't want to ever say that I couldn't do this anymore. So I don't know. I worry about that stuff. But, you know, that's why I say get out and do what you can now, because I see so many people that say, man, I wish I would have tried this. I wish I would have done that. Man, I don't want to live with those regrets, and you shouldn't either, you know, especially now with now is like I feel like with social media, you have the opportunity to shine and to be able to showcase what you can do and who you are. And yeah, it's a sea of people out there you're competing with, but there's a sea of people that are looking for someone like you. So you might as well go out there, go after it and chase it, right? That's the best thing to do. You know, just put some music on, put your radio up and head out and go for it. That's what I say. So like I said, be safe during these this solar eclipse that's coming, and stay home. And yeah, that's that. Let me tell you, I want to see one like that because I've never actually seen one. But, you know, they tell you you're supposed to wear like some safety glasses or something. I probably won't wear them. If I had the chance to go see it, yeah, that'd be me. And I'd go blind. We're going down the rabbit hole. So definitely go to magchop.com. I want you guys to go to the website, check out what I got on there. Really get yourself a MagChop shirt so you can match me. Get yourself one of the 15-ounce collection mugs. And like I said, I have an art collection that is beautiful, that would look great in your house. So you definitely want to go check that out. Magchop.com. Follow me on Instagram, MagChop. Remember, it's how I do my artwork. I chop up magazines, and I will see you guys next week. I do have a special guest next week. It's going to be exciting, so you don't want to miss this. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. What's up, everybody? This is MagChop Kenny. Thanks for jumping on the third rail with me today. This is the Third Rail Radio Show where the power is. Let's go.